titled The Forgotten Orphanage. Part 2, They Remember. 2,000 words horror, thriller continuation. Emily Carter awoke to the sound of humming. She was no longer in the nursery, but lying on a cold, dusty floor in a dim hallway. Her flashlight and camera were missing. The air was damp, and the walls pulsed with a low, rhythmic thumping, like the heartbeat of a dying beast. She sat up slowly, her head pounding, memories of the pale girl and the screams flooding back. "Where am I?" A voice answered from the shadows. "You're home now." Emily turned sharply. At the end of the hall stood the same little girl from the nursery, dressed in a tattered white gown, black eyes unblinking. "You should have left when you had the chance," the girl whispered. Emily scrambled to her feet and backed away. "No, this isn't real. You're not real." The girl only smiled. They said the same thing right before they vanished. Suddenly, dozens of childlike whispers filled the air. "Stay, stay, stay with us." Emily ran. She dashed down the hallway, through rotting doors and broken walls, as shadows crawled across the ceilings like spiders. The building shifted around her, doors closing behind her without sound, furniture dragging itself into her path. She stumbled into what looked like an old classroom. Dust-covered desks lined up neatly. On the blackboard, scrawled in red chalk, "We never left." Behind her, the door slammed shut. Then footsteps. Small, many, like children, barefoot. She turned slowly. From behind the desks, ghostly figures emerged. Dozens of children, transparent, their faces blank or horribly twisted. Some floated, some crawled. All moved closer. Emily screamed and backed into the blackboard. A boy with half a face stepped forward. "We just wanted to be loved." A taller girl with no mouth pointed at her chest. "You can take her place now. She left us. You won't." Emily grabbed a chair and hurled it at the window, shattering the glass. Without thinking, she jumped. She landed hard outside, twisting her ankle on the muddy ground. The orphanage loomed behind her, its windows now glowing red, as if the building itself were alive and watching. She limped through the overgrown courtyard, tears in her eyes. She didn't care about the story anymore. She just wanted to survive. As she reached the iron gates, she stopped. A figure stood in front of it. A woman, tall, elegant, dressed in a faded black gown with a high collar. Her face was porcelain white, lips blood red, and eyes hollow. Emily recognized her from the faded photos in the headmistress's office. "Miss Elspeth," she whispered. The woman smiled coldly. "You read my journal, so you know I let him in." Emily froze. "Him?" Elspeth's grin widened, cracking the corners of her cheeks. "The thing that feeds on the forgotten. The children were never enough. He wants the world to remember them. Through you." Suddenly, the air behind Emily shifted. She turned and saw the mirror. It stood tall, ornate, freestanding in the courtyard where there was nothing before. Its glass shimmered with darkness. From its depths, long, skeletal fingers began to emerge. "No!" Emily gasped, backing away. "Once you see him," Elspeth whispered, "he never lets you go." Emily turned and ran, limping through thorns, over rusted fences, into the woods beyond. Branches clawed at her face. The whispering voices followed her. "Don't leave us. You promise." After what felt like hours, she stumbled onto a road. Headlights. A car screeched to a halt. "Are you okay?" a man shouted, jumping out. Emily collapsed into his arms, sobbing. "Please get me away from here. Please." 1 week later, Emily sat in a white room, sunlight pouring through a small window. She had been admitted to Ravensfield Psychiatric Hospital. Her story dismissed as delusion. She was found screaming about children and mirrors. Her podcast was deleted. The camera was never found. The staff said she had a nervous breakdown. But Emily knew better. At night in her hospital room, she could still hear the lullaby. And in the corner of the room, barely visible under a sheet, stood a tall mirror the hospital claimed had always been there. One night, a nurse came in to check on her. She never came out. When they searched Emily's room, she was gone. Only the mirror remained. on the wall, written in blood-red letters. She remembers us now. Coffin the End. If you enjoyed our video, please subscribe to our channel, share the video with others, and don't forget to like it.